Mic check. There it is. I had forgotten that this NVIDIA RTX voice software has real issues like that sometimes. Oh, okay, you get back here. Yeah, flipping out. So, stuff's not working as it should be, again, because it's a day that ends in a Y, and those are always the days where things are fucked up. Welcome, Sean. I don't know why this time I was able to locate the NVIDIA Shield to stream to from the headset, but it was super laggy. Like, it was totally fine for me, but it was like a slideshow for on that. So that clearly didn't work. So I went back with the other way, which makes it a little bit more choppy for me. Unfortunately, I got to figure out a way to do that. There's got to be a better way to do that. And anyway, in any case, so we're sitting here in where are we? Not Nicaragua, in Costa Rica. Costa Rica. Beautiful. This is where we landed the other day. And we're going to be heading out to Panama. I was going to fly the TBM 930, but I thought, screw it, let's add some more things that can go wrong. And let's fly this Cessna Longitude jet. The one that's sitting over there is the smaller one that we've flown before. I personally, I feel like I like this one better only for two reasons. One, it has got the same displays and flight management system that I'm more familiar with that the TBM 930 has, the Garmin G3000. And two, it's got an auto throttle, which is really cool. It's also a little bit bigger, a little bit faster. So we don't really need it for this trip, but we're gonna use it anyway. So let's see if I can get this thing started up. Batteries. And it's only turned half the batteries on with that button. Okay. Alright. Turn off left battery. Oh, okay. Both batteries on. That's on. I feel somewhat confused because I don't have any... Do I have audio from the game? I feel like I don't. Let's see. No, that's that. It is a really sleek looking dash, yes. Chalk 280 radio check. Yeah, the background music is fine. I hear that too. I don't hear anything from... We should be hearing... Yeah, see, there's something... Let me guess, it's because I turned on a new monitor, so yes, of course, Windows, you think you know better, and of course I want to listen through the freaking monitor. Which of course I don't. So, got that fixed. Hey, BJ! Are we there yet? Dude, we haven't even left the ground yet. Chalk 280 radio check. And of course, that's now screwed up because I'm gonna have to relaunch that app. I fucking hate Windows so much. It is just an absolute joke. Why does it actually say, like, that's the speech output device, but I'm not hearing it? I know I had to mess with them stuff yesterday for hockey, and I hate when I have to do that because it usually screws stuff up for me somehow. Chalk 280 radio check. God damn it. And now it's gonna fucking close the other thing. Jesus. Just terrible. It's not even Windows updates for me. It's any time that I connect a different device. It's like, oh, let me put the output through that. And then there are some people who build such crappy software that it just, like, it completely loses its mind when that happens. And it cannot adapt without a frickin' restart. Even though it's actually specified to use an audio device that wasn't even affected at all. You know. So now I gotta reload all this stuff. Chalk 280 radio check. No, there is a way to disable it, but now I don't know why it's not actually. I don't know what this fucking problem is now, to be quite honest.
Delta Main 5.
Delta Main 5, yes sir.
Yeah, we pushed back and we're ready to reposition to 2-2.
Okay, so your reposition approved via kilo.
Reposition approved via kilo, thank you.
Chalk 280 radio check.
280, you are loud and clear.
Yeah, it's the monitor. Actually, it's not the monitor, it's the capture card. I should just disable it, then it won't do it again. But the problem is it only ever pops up when I'm in the middle of stuff, and, you know, so it becomes a real pain in the ass. Anyways, I don't know why some of these lights don't show up in VR at certain angles. That's really, really weird. We're turning on the APU.
National Ground American 466 gate 45, ready for push with hotel.
American 466, good morning, ma'am. Your push is approved. Tail north on kilo. Do not block. Taxiway November.
Tail north on kilo, we will not block November, American 466.
It's alright, we're getting there. APU power is coming up to 100%. APU generator should already be on. Alright, let's go and turn on the right engine. Pin 2 coming up. I ordered a new set of foot pedals for the rudder, a better one than the Logitech one that I have right now.
Good morning, Ron. It's Alaska Maintenance.
I believe it was Alaska Maintenance.
So this cockpit is really awesome.
Alaska Maintenance reposition is approved via taxiway kilo.
It's much nicer than in the CJ4. Even though there is a mod for the CJ4, and the mod is excellent. It makes it a much better airplane. But this is also a mod for this flight management system, but it's not for the entire plane, it's just for this. So, right engine is running. Let's fire up the left engine.
Complete 2-2, good day.
Delta Main 5, have a good morning, sir.
And the left engine is now coming on as well, so we can turn on our right generator. I believe that also means we can turn the starter off on the right engine, because it is on. I can start on your list, buying your list, or making you a list. I suspect you're going to want me to buy you a list of things, which isn't going to happen.
Good morning, Southwest 1229. Pushback, please, gate 4 with hotel.
Roger, sir. Your pushback is approved here, Southwest 1229.
What's going on? Just, That's weird. For somehow the left engine got turned off. Both. Okay, APU is 100%. Left engine spinning up.
15 at 10 Alpha, ready to push.
Computer 5015, ground, your pushback is approved. Tail north on Kilo.
Left generator is already
Push approved,
on.
tail north and Kilo Commander 5015.
Let's turn on our pedos, which are over here. And for some reason, I cannot. Oh, that's the anti-ice. Okay. Pedo switches are on. Two good engines, I think. That's all programmed in fine. We can disengage the left engine starter. Okay. Alright, let's get some lights on. Alright. Chalk 280 ready to copy IFR clearance.
Chalk 280 is cleared to Mike Papa Mike Golf as filed. Expect departure runway 09. Climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Squawk 4515.
Chalk 280 is cleared to Mike Papa Mike Golf as filed. Climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Squawk 4515.
Chalk 280 read back correct. Altimeter 29908, let us know when you're ready to taxi.
Altimeter 29908, Chalk 280.
Ground, Brickyard 4702, pushback 43 Charlie.
Brickyard 4702, good morning to you. Off of which gate?
43 Charlie.
4702, very well. Your pushback is approved. Let's put the tail in the alleyway, please.
Okay. I have my autopilot, my co-pilot.
5427, Roger.
This is much more exciting than Azure DevOps pipelines, trust me.
Slowly tack to the gate. They're just pushing now. I'm going to push them into the alley out of your way. So just let them push into the alley. Taxi right on out.
We'll get this, we're going to climb at 2,000 feet a minute. And I think we are ready for taxi. Ah, yes, iPad typing. Chalk 280 ready for taxi.
Chalk 280 taxi to runway 09 via taxiways Alpha. Hold short runway 09.
Taxi to runway 09 via taxiways Alpha. Hold short runway 09, Chalk 280.
Brig is released, isn't it? Yes, it is. This is a very, this cockpit feels very claustrophobic in a way, because the walls are very high. I feel like you're sitting pretty low in it. But you do have this beautiful set of glass in front of you. These runways are tiny at this airport. The good thing is that I have experimented before, and I do believe that there is enough runway here to take off, so we'll be fine. But this thing feels like it feels like you're driving a bus on this runway, on these taxiways.
Brickyard 4702, just let your crew traffic off the left, going to enter the gate after you vacate it.
Brickyard 4702, copy.
I got these airplanes in the hangars over here. There's one of their noses sticking out over there. That's cool. See, that's the same jet we're flying, the Longitude. It's a bit stuttery on the ground again because I have to do this via the Oculus monitor software, which is not as good. It's just not as smooth as when I stream it to the Chromecast, but for some reason it was just being super laggy. And honestly, I'm just over the shitty streaming technology that's built in.
Chalk to 80, contact tower on 118.3. Enjoy your morning.
Tower on 118.3, chalk 280.
Chalk 280, ready for departure, runway 09.
Chalk to 80, width of 072 at 10 knots, cleared for takeoff. Runway 09, squawk 4515, maintain runway heading until above 4,200 feet, then turn heading 142 to intercept course.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 09, squawking 4515, maintain runway heading until above 4,200 feet, then to 142, chalk 280.
American 573, are you ready? American 573, flighting 155, maintain 10,000.
This is a fairly short runway.
20013, runway 17 right, clear for takeoff.
Our rotate speed is 120. They set course 148. Jeez, why is this dial so slow? Okay, so 148. I'm also going to set an airspeed here, because we are going to be below 10,000, so we're going to have probably, usually you're restricted to 250.
722, expect vectors off the runway. On departure, climb,
So
maintain 10,000.
Let's set a climb speed of like 230 or so. Just so that when we get there we can engage the auto throttle. Okay, I think we're all set. Everything's good to go in here. You guys are good to go. Let's launch. The engines are a little bit in the yellow because it is not that big of a runway, but we're going to get to 120 here. 120, and we're going to rotate up. Come on, come on.
Tower, good morning, FedEx 1163 South with info.
Okay. Up and away.
FedEx 1162, heavy to air, runway 17 right, takes via Mike.
17 right.
Here coming up. Flaps up. It's just lagging like crazy in here. Autopilot on. And I'm just actually going to set the engage nav mode and auto throttle. Yeah,
Chalk to
don't you worry.
80, climb and maintain 1,000 feet. Contact Central America Center on 124.3. Have a good one.
Climb and maintain 1,000 feet, center on 124.3, chalk 280. Center chalk 280, climbing to 1,000 feet.
Chalk 280, good morning. Squawk 4515.
Squawk 4515, chalk 280.
Let's actually increase our speed here to 250 because we do half the power. This plane is very, very powerful. See, like it went from 230 to 250, like nothing's going on at all. In fact, what we can do is we can increase our climb speed a little bit here. Let's go to 2,500. Shoot, let's climb at 3,000 feet a minute. Why not? We gotta get over these mountains eventually. Lots of room in the throttles to go there still, so
883, connect to 123.75. 123.75, Southwest 883, good day. Good day.
So I don't know if you guys can see this, but this little turquoise line in front of me, that is when we're going to reach the altitude at the current speed that's programmed in. I love that. That's a really handy feature in this mod to see how far it will be till we get to year 4,000. Well, we get some passengers aboard maybe. 4,000's a bit steep. Looks like 3,000 keeps us right around 7 degrees. Like a bit more, 7.5 degrees.
Chalk 280, climb and maintain 15,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 15,000 feet. Chalk 280.
And 15,000 feet is our cruising altitude. It looks like we're not very high at all.
November 1, November Delta, contact center 135.32.
You ever drive a really fast car and it seems like it's barely moving? I get the sense with this jet. Like, it doesn't seem like we're moving very fast, but we are. It just seems so effortless, though. So we're over that, and that also means that we don't really need to restrict our speed that much anymore. So let's give her.
Mike, contact center 132.65.
It's cold in my room. I feel like it's cold. Where's the heat on here? Is there a heat somewhere? 300 is like a good cruise speed in this jet. Maybe even 310. And I figured out that there's actually a way in here to customize the settings. So now I have an ETA. So there's an ETE, which is 9 minutes, ENR, which is en route, or something. It's basically how much until our destination. So 42 minutes, apparently. Until our destination. That doesn't seem quite right. Because the ETA is 14:43, which is 10 minutes? That's not right. Oh, that's the ETA for the next waypoint. Okay, so we are now at 15,000 feet. We've got the auto throttle going. 310 knots. We're sitting pretty. Aside from the fact that it's not quite as smooth as I'd like to because of the Oculus mirror thing. Seems to be working alright. Looks pretty smooth on stream, so that's good. The one thing that I don't like about this jet is you cannot look behind. There is a curtain. We don't get to see the back of the jet, the cabin. We have to stay inside our little bubble here. And ordinarily, like 15,000 feet is pretty low for this jet. This thing has a maximum altitude, operating altitude of 45,000 feet. And the one thing that I really wish that they would have implemented in this
24.0 for 280.
is this thing.
3903, there has been some reports of some light to moderate turbulence.
The heads-up display.
Down, but I think you might be affected. 27 through 33, if you want to stop at 26, let me know. Okay, we're going to continue up for now. We're actually past 24.4. We're already getting there. Roger.
But it's not functional. It was not programmed in. That is the champagne room back there. Yeah, you're probably right. Celebrities back there. And that is a lot of clouds. It looks like we're not going to see much of anything today. Let's have a quick look at the weather radar. That's not actually what I wanted. I guess that is display weather. Yeah, that's a lot of weather. There's a way to get this on here too, though I forgot how. Nope, not the utilities. Oh, it's just map settings. There's the weather on the map.
Center 128.6.
286 Black 6 Center, thank you.
Oh, maybe it will clear up ahead of us. It's all below us right now, so. I'll have a quick peek at our flight plan, see if everything is showing up in here.
3 Juliet Sierra, connect 121.35.
121.35, 3 foot.
Okay, yeah, it's all there. We shall see how it goes. Edward Murphy Jr., best known for the Murphy's Law, which is said to state that anything can go wrong will go wrong, was born in 1918 Panama. Oh, really? Huh. For some reason, I would have thought he was some sort of, like, I don't know, old British guy, if not American.
Delta 2964, you can go back to center 134.7.
Okay, we'll go back to 34.7, Delta 2964. Bye-bye.
So I have actually flown this jet before. This is my first time flying it in VR, though. But, and I liked flying it before. The biggest problem I had was trying to land it and trying to get on a proper approach. I hope that I have learned enough since then to be able to manage that and get down fast enough, because that was the issue I had last time, where I just didn't I suddenly found myself like at the start of the runway trying to land, and I'm like 2,000 feet above where I need to be. Tried to nosedive down and pull it up, and that didn't work. It didn't work. It is one of the quieter airplanes. The jet sound, like, it's very, very quiet in the cabin here. It is quite luxurious, and I actually quite like the seats and the. Yeah, it's very nice. This is a really nice airplane. The displays are really cool. Everything's clear and easy to see, like big screens. It's really nice. So I think I'll fly this whenever I can, whenever I have the opportunity, and it's not too short of a flight. But we'll have to stick to the TBM 930 on any sort of runways that are short.
Number 843 Juliet Sierra to center maintain.
Yeah,
20.
it was a capture problem, and so I never got low enough to capture the glide slope, because I was constantly too high up in the during my approach. And I'm a little bit worried because apparently this mod has got some glitches where if you activate the approach, it might crash to desktop. But I also don't actually know if I need to activate the approach. Short of activate, I think I can just activate approach mode, and I'm not going to do it from the MFD here, because I think that's potentially a crash scenario, like an application crash to desktop type scenario, which of course I want to avoid. So we're just going to see, like in my flights with the TBM, I haven't had to actually activate the approach in there because it's programmed in already. So I'm kind of hoping that I don't need to do that. Oh, and I forgot something again. Of course I forgot something again. There we go. Now the little mini-map on the stream actually tracks our position. Forgot to turn that on.
Meter 4882, contact center 121.35.
2135, Commander 4882, good day.
I do like having this little Garmin display here on the side. It's great for doing comm stuff. So, it's a very intuitive plane. So 34 minutes until our final destination. And I'm hoping that we get to see a little bit of the Panama Canal. We are flying kind of. It's actually going to be out of our left window here when we land at about 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock. So I'm hopeful that we'll get to see some of that. It's too bad. Like, I flew yesterday, but I ended up not streaming it due to technical issues, and it was really too bad because leaving Nicaragua was really sweet. Like, I was flying over this lake and it had an island in it with 2 volcanoes on it, and the clouds were hovering right around the peak of those volcanoes. It was very pretty to look at.
November 921, November Delta request. 1 November Delta, good. Yes, so we'd like to put in a request for 430, please. November Delta, certified maintain for 430. Okay, on at 430, thanks, sir.
I played table tennis in VR yesterday, and I think I have some smudges on my lenses still from the sweating. But I actually played for like 45 minutes yesterday, so... Oh man, I have like... I'm still trying to think of a better way to capture the visuals of the headset, but it's just difficult. I don't know what the right way to do it is. Like, this kind of works, but I would say it's about 80% ideal. The streaming, the casting to the Chromecast is about 90% ideal, but it seems to be really flaky where it just doesn't, sometimes it just doesn't want to work. I considered maybe trying to capture it with OBS on that PC and then streaming that over to my streaming PC, but that seems like a whole bunch of trouble. So I think I'll just play it by ear now. Like, if I can cast and it looks okay, I'll do that. If not, I'll have to fall back to this method, which is not as ideal, but still it still mostly works.
Have a good night, 8 Golf.
And then hope that Microsoft releases a performance patch for this at some point, or Oculus does something to make it run a little bit better. I still find this nicer of an experience than, like, it's really pretty at 4K Ultra, but not having VR is just, I don't know, it's not the same anymore now. So this is the Gulf of Mexico again on our left here. So we've kind of, we're kind of flying back in the direction that we came from originally, sort of. And I guess that is actually the border, so we have officially crossed over now into Panamanian airspace. Panama is the only place in the, get back in the window, yes. Panama is the only place in the world where you can see the sunrise on the Pacific and set on the Atlantic. Yes, that is a very good point. Is Panama the only place you can do that? can't do that in Mexico? Hmm. That's interesting. Would have thought we could do it in Mexico too.
Maintain flight level 270, come on 4885.
This plane is so quiet, I have to check every once in a while to see if it's still running. Jeez. So used to the turboprop of the 930 or even the CJ4 jet with its engines making a ton of noise. This is so quiet. Google says it's only Panama. Well, I'm sure Google's right. We are actually like crossing over the Atlantic and Pacific because we're doing this weird, because Panama moves at this strange angle. So I think this is now technically Atlantic water, but then we are flying across it and we're going to be landing from across the Pacific. So we're kind of cutting across the country, the landmass at an angle. Am I allowed to fly faster at these levels? Let's see. Switch to Mach units.
Chalk 280 contact Panama Center on 120.3. Have a good morning.
Center on 120.3 Chalk 280. Center Chalk 280 at 15,000 feet.
Chalk 280 good morning. Squawk 4515.
Squawk 4515 Chalk 280.
989, turn 10 degrees to the left, make it traffic. 10 degrees left, Delta 989. Meter 4882, descend to maintain 16,000, maintain at least 1,500 foot or better down.
16,000 and I think you said 1,500 feet or better, altimeter 4882.
Altimeter 4882, affirmative, maintain at least 1,500 foot or better down, the altimeter 3012.
3012, 1,500 or better, okay, to altimeter 4882.
I wonder if that is red there because we're at low altitude airways still. Well, once again, we are flying. I made the same mistake last time I flew the jet, where I'm like, oh, I'll fly at low altitudes, because I designed a flight plan originally for the TBM, which doesn't really make much of a difference if we fly higher, because it doesn't really go much faster. But these jets are able to fly faster, I think, than this, if I was flying at a higher altitude. But I didn't file it that way, and I won't be able to change ATC's mind now. I've tried before. So we're just flying at this speed. We could be going a bit faster, but it is what it is. So we get to play with some clouds ahead of us there. It's just below us, I guess.
November 813, Quebec Sierra, contact center 119.95.
1995, Rica.
Does it have the Austin Powers bed? I don't know. Maybe it does. Behind this this lovely curtain, I cannot get back there, so it might. Who knows what's going on back there? This is a fun airplane to fly, though. I do really like it. And it's actually, I thought the cockpit was going to feel smaller, but it's not too bad. The dash seems very close to you, so I gotta like lean up and look over it regularly, which I do anyways. I feel like I would bump my head on the HUD up here, but let's check our speeds here. Flaps extended at 250. Gear can come down at 230. Alright. Was that? That guy had a unique paint job. Sure did. Look at that cloud just floating over there like a golf ball that's suspended in midair. That's cool. Sounds good, BJ. Have fun learning about pipelines and Azure DevOps.
95,
Have a good evening.
17.5,
JetBlue 95 center. There's been light to moderate turbulence reported 27 through 33. Above that should be good. Climb and maintain by level 340.
Alright, up to 340, JetBlue 95.
Okay, they are all on. It's weird. At some distances, these letters just stop displaying. It's strange. Everything on our displays here is looking good. We are in good shape. The only thing I regret is not filing this flight plan at a higher altitude for more speed. I also feel like this autopilot is a lot more active, like it seems to float off track a lot more. Maybe that's just the nature of it being a larger plane.
Look at Delta 989.
It's a badass jet from the front. There's some very puffy clouds. Some of them look pretty dark. See, on this one, I've got the stickers on that door to find a place for them. Gotta have the stickers on everything.
They're flaws. 843 just here.
This thing's also got speed brakes, so we'll get to use those probably when we land. It's gonna be interesting. Oh, hey, Rumpo, that was you. I didn't even realize that. I thought that was Sean. There's some very puffy clouds. I love this jet. This cockpit's so nice. I really do wish that the HUD here was functional. I wonder if someone's going to be able to turn this into a mod. There are those guys that made the mod for the TBM 930 that make the sun visors movable and stuff. They could probably do that with this thing, but then you'd have to also add the functionality to actually have it display information on the heads-up display. I'm sure that's a lot of work.
Yeah, 6011, descendant power, discussion to maintain full 240.
Power station 240, Rica 6011.
Yeah, give me back the mouse. Sometimes the mouse somehow manages to leave the VR space, which is really terrifying because I feel like if I click on the wrong thing, really bad things may happen. Does usually come back eventually. There it is. Yeah, it comes back.
Center, Porter 949.
Go ahead.
Requesting speed or discretion into Boston, please.
What speed are you trying to do, slower or faster?
It's about 300 true if we could.
You said that's, what are you doing now for indicated?
Apologies, we're currently doing 250 indicated, like to slow down.
Porter 949 approved as requested.
That's an interesting fact that Homo sapiens exists because of the changing climate patterns caused by the emergence of the Isthmus of Panama. Without Panama, humans would still live on trees. Interesting.
Envoy 3903, cross Albany at maintained by level 240.
Cross Albany at 240, Envoy 3903.
Never, huh. That is very interesting indeed. I may have to Google that and read up on that some more later, because that sounds super interesting.
Envoy 3903, contact center 121.35.
2135, Envoy 3903.
I think the Canucks are actually playing okay tonight. Get all those fuses, I guess? Chalk 1 isn't just plain knowledge and another preface, that's right. Well, I'm not, it's a good thing too, because if I was only those two, oh, it's cup holders, look at that. Place to put my phone. Never really looked behind me in this seat, that's cool. Guess that's where the headset gets plugged in. Use a USB port. Charge the iPhone. Humankind Odyssey is a game folks should play if they're interested in evolution. That is true. Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey. Yeah, I've never played it. I remember reading about it though, and reading your review, I think. How are we looking for time here? 15 minutes until our destination. I feel like for some reason I'm no longer able to actually adjust the map zoom on any of these. They just don't seem to be working anymore. And I don't think that's by design. Looks like we might be leaving most of these clouds behind us here soon. Which would be kind of nice. Panama City is the only capital in the world that has a rainforest within the city limits. Oh, that's pretty cool. I wonder if we'll get to see any of that. So this is actually kind of cool, I think. That's the Atlantic Ocean, like the Gulf of Mexico. And I think over there, that should be the Pacific. Because if we're looking at the map, yeah, absolutely.
Contact center 123.87.
12387, Delta 793.
So here's that example. Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, all the way over there. I guess, okay, I think I see. I think the reason why you can't see the sunrise and sunset over the Atlantic and Pacific in Mexico is because Mexico is actually too wide. Like, you cannot, you know, Panama, there's probably a narrow enough point where you can see the sun set over the Atlantic, sorry, the sun rise over the Atlantic and then set over the Pacific from the same spot, because you can just turn around and wait 16 hours or whatever for the sun to go back down. That makes a lot of sense actually now, because Panama is much narrower. Mexico is quite wide east to west.
Altimeter 5003, cross Albany at maintain 16,000, Albany altimeter 3012.
Albany 16,003, 3012 for 5003.
Makes sense, Professor Chalk. Yes, it does. Yeah, so at this point, at some point, we're actually at the next waypoint over there. We are making a bit of a turn due to the right, which is due southwest. And we're going to fly out over the Pacific Ocean and then make a left turn to come in at heading 01.
Expect the RNAV approach to runway 01 with the Bonil transition at Marcos A. Gelabert International cleared direct to Kikes then direct Bonil.
Expect the RNAV approach to runway 01 with the Bonil transition cleared. Direct Kikes then direct Bonil Chalk 280.
November 552, X-ray level 430.
November 552, X-ray center. Expect late, maybe moderate chop in the descent through 33 to 27.
So we've been cleared to the next waypoint, and which is Kikes, and then Bonil will be our approach waypoint. So that's where we're going to turn on the approach mode. And hopefully ATC will give us descent instructions at the right times, and then we'll see if we can get this baby down. We're not that high up, we're only at 15,000 feet, so it should be manageable. With Pilot to ATC, it should be manageable because they'll give us a better top of descent. When I flew it in the past and I had trouble getting down to a landing altitude on time, I was using the built-in the game's ATC, and it's notoriously bad for leaving you hanging, literally, way too high over an airport. So I think we'll be fine with this one, actually. I've slowly started to learn to trust Pilot to ATC a bit more. The only thing we're going to have to do is try to manage our speed, which basically involves idling on the descent, because this thing is goes so fast. Oh no, we're not going to crash. There's a chance of the app crashing. The game might crash. But the plane is not going to crash, because the other thing I learned is that if we are left too high, we're just going to have to circle around, go around, and land properly. So I think we're going to be just fine. I think this is going to work out. It's going to work out just great. Filled with confidence today, because I'm looking forward to the rest of the week. Tomorrow, Tuesday, which is going to be Destiny Reset. We'll be doing some new stuff. Going to be going back into that Pressash mission.
November 8 Kilo Charlie, just maintain a total of 22022. 220 Kilo Charlie.
Then Thursday, Got some stuff planned for Shack Air, flying somewhere from mainland Europe over to England to London, and then gonna hop around London and land in the River Thames. And so I'm looking forward to that Thursday. And that's just that's kind of the schedule. So there's the Pacific, there's the Atlantic. Like, you can literally see it both from here. In fact, if I sit back, I can see both oceans in one field of view. Maybe not on the stream, but I can in my headset. Gonna watch the Leaf game for 10 minutes until they're down 3-0. Oh no. Good luck with that. Hopefully they won't end up down 3-0.
Chalk 280 descend and maintain 1000 feet altimeter 2982 at Marcos A. Gelabert International.
Descend and maintain 1000 feet. Chalk 280.
ADC Aerolíneas 2820 Center, good evening. Yep.
I don't like that it complains this much about landing gear, because we're basically gone into idle. Is that not an alert I can turn off? I guess not. Basically now I'm trying to just slow down. Descending rather rapidly because I want to make sure. So this is what I was talking about. This is so cool. It now tells me this little line here, this arc. That's at that place is when we're going to reach our dialed in altitude. So if I needed to be, let's see, do I have the, see, yeah, I don't have the approach in here. See, and that's just where I'm worried about. I'm not going to program it in. I'm not going to hit the activate button, I don't think. This is where I'm worried. But anyways, if I needed to be at
descend and maintain 7,000 feet.
If I needed to be at 11,000 or something at a certain point, I would then be able to tell where I'm going to reach that. So right now I already can tell that we are quite well ahead of schedule, which is nice. 7,000, so now I'll know that when we get to Kikes, we'll be just about at 7,000. And since we are going to be crossing over into the sub 10,000, we're going to have to set our speed. We'll have to try to keep it under 250. It's basically the universal speed limit under 10,000 feet. And it also means we need to get our landing lights on. How are we looking from the outside? Looking pretty good. See, we've got this.
280 descend and maintain 4,200 feet. Contact Panama approach on 119.2. Have a good one.
Descend and maintain 4,200 feet. Approach on 119.2. Chalk 280.
Air 5003, contact.
Approach Chalk 280 descending to 4,200 feet.
Center 1324.
Chalk 280, good morning. Squawk 4515.
Squawk 4515 Chalk 280.
65.
3265 for 5003, have a good night.
Okay, let's well, once I pass, okay, we have actually, so I'm going to turn approach mode on. Does that do anything in our flight plan here? No. Oh, yes it does. There we go. Excellent. So now we have our approach and our altitude references. See, at Bonnell we need to be at 3,500. So this is great. I've got 4,200 dialed in. I can see that with this arc. I have tons of time. Tons of time to get to 3,500.
Cleared for the NAF approach to runway 01 with the Bonal transition chalk 280.
Yeah, this is looking good. Yeah, I love that. That's a cool feature. I don't think that's in the TBM. I've never noticed that there.
1 Alpha Papa, descend to maintain 3,000.
Descend to maintain 3,000, 1 Alpha.
But it should be. I think it's the same mod. So the CJ4, the other jet, has that feature too. But it's, I don't know. I like this display a lot better. So we're going to be flying out over the ocean and then hooking around. The Panama Canal is over there somewhere. In fact, we can see the Panama Canal. It's this thin little blue line there. And then we're going to be making our left turn over the water. So we're way ahead of schedule as far as altitude's concerned, which is really nice. I've got the auto throttle on still. I'll have to remember at some point to turn that off. But we don't really need to worry about that until we hit TBG and make our left turn on final. Auto throttle is nice. Seven minutes, 40 seconds. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to program in 3500, but I'm just not going to activate the vertical speed yet.
So 1310, contact tower 120.9, good day.
Roger, tower, Southwest 1310, good day.
Because we are going to have to descend to 3500 here at some point, and we'll see if ATC tells us to. They probably will. Do you even have to do anything anymore? Does it? Well, I have to tell the plane what to do still. It's just, it does the physical things, but I still have to tell it what to do. This thing does have a VNAV mode, which stands for vertical navigation, which doesn't work. Otherwise, you could basically just push that and it would try to hit all the altitudes as they're programmed in there as well. But it doesn't do that right now. But so instead of me pushing on the yoke to switch altitudes, I basically just program them in and I push the right buttons at the right time. But with all these systems, like, things still tend to go wrong at times, and I still have to be at the right speed and all that stuff, so actually I'm going to descend down to the 3500 now. See, I can literally
currently at 8,000
increase or decrease this and make that arc move.
Approach speed is your discretion, expect 7 right.
Alright, speed your discretion, we'll expect it Southwest 829.
So I think the canal entrance is behind that mountain over there, behind that hill. See, like a really tall tower. Oh yeah, I do fly without the fancy gadgets too, for sure. But I don't fly that for as far, like as long of a distance. Like, I will fly shorter flights, all manual, to just fly around sightseeing and stuff like that. But like flying this by hand, I mean, I could, but I really, like,
Station 1 Alpha Papa, terrain 050.
It's not as realistic, to be honest.
737, caution right, Germans, clear visual approach runway 7 right.
Clear for the visual 7 right at 1 Alpha Papa.
So at TBG we want to be 3,000. So we're at 3,500 now, so I'll go get that dialed in. Maybe we should start slowing down a wee bit too. Let's go down to, like, what do we want? 250 is flaps. Gear is at 230. Let's see if we can get to 230 speed.
United 584, traffic 12 o'clock, 3 miles southbound, airliner 7000.
Slow it down to 230.
Chalk 280 descend via the BONIL transition to 3,000 feet.
Descend to 3,000 feet via the Bonal transition. Chalk 280.
Altimeter 2982 at Marcos A. Gelabert International Contact Tower on 118.3. Have a nice day.
Wilco altimeter 2982 tower on 118.3.
There's a bunch of airports
Chalk
over there.
280.
I can see lights for one of them, but that's not the one we're going for. There's some really tall buildings over there that
Tower
don't know what's
Chalk
up with those.
280 inbound for NAF approach runway 01.
Chalk 280 good morning. Squawk 4515 continue RNA to runway 01 call when established on final.
Continue NAF to runway 01 will call when established on final. Chalk 280.
So, like, the thing is, if for some reason I don't get the glide slope here, I'm going to have to fly that landing manual, which I can do. But the nice thing is that this gets you most of the way there, and I feel like I've been able to manage the speed a lot better this time around.
Chalk 280 slow to 200 knots or less.
200 knots.
Wilco Chalk 280.
200 knots or less. Might as well get ourselves a degree of flaps while we're at it here to help with that. And as a matter of fact, we can probably go gear down. That's going to help us slow down quite a bit too.
Tower, hello.
Are those actual like skyscrapers, or are they bugs in the scenery again? I can't tell. It seems like they might be bugs, but they could technically be, I guess, skyscrapers. I'm not that familiar with Panama City. But our gear is down. Flaps are set to 1, 2 to go. Speed is at 200. Whoa, autopilot. Whoa, autopilot. Looking for a runway. Should be at 1900 at the next waypoint here.
Runway 6, recursion runway 7 right clear.
7 right clear land, thank you.
Those are actual skyscrapers, I think.
At Gulf, turn right at Gulf and taxi to the park.
Howard Air Force Base.
Yes, for the right turn to Gulf, maintain this frequency.
It looks like a bridge there. I have no visual on any sort of airport. This could get interesting if we don't see it. I also feel like we should be... Oh, okay, I think I see the runway now. I don't know why we don't have a glide slope, though. There's the airport. Yeah, for some reason, we have completely missed a glide slope. I don't know why that is. But that's crappy. That is not very good. So, alright. Things are about to get interesting.
We're going down to Imperial Cargo.
I've turned off auto throttle.
Thank you.
See, we're too high again. Autopilot's off. On full idle, we're just gliding at this point. I can see that I'm too high because I can see where the glide slope's supposed to be. I don't know why it didn't capture.
Chalk 280 winds are 360 at 7 knots cleared to land runway 01.
Clear to land runway 01 Chalk 280.
Since we're coming in low. Doesn't feel like coming in low, but I guess we are. Alright, full speed brakes. And reversers.
280 exit runway when able.
Yeah, we made it. We made it. Woo.
Hey, from UBS 934 taxi forecast, you're able to.
Roger, sir.
Alright, see, that got a little bit more interesting than it needed to be. I noticed we did not get a perfect landing because there was no shearing this time. Yeah, see, this is the thing, like, you program it all in, and then when it doesn't go right, you still have to make sure that you can do it.
69 heavy right turn and golf, taxi Alpha to park this frequency.
I'm gonna go park with those fellas over there.
Thank you.
Alright. Get the parking brake on. We made it. We made it. And I'm really confused as to why this just never took effect for us. It's very strange. It was all there. Just maybe we didn't get underneath it. That's the one thing. If you don't get underneath the altitude when you're capturing the glide path, then you just don't get it. Like it just won't happen. So I wonder if we were still a bit too high. I'll have to check the chart where we should have been. But we made it. We made it to Panama. Didn't really get to have much of a look at the city, but you can see those are actual skyscrapers over there. So maybe we'll get to have a look at them when we depart from here on our next flight. We'll see where that goes. I don't remember off the top of my head now where the next flight will take us to. But let's see if we can power things down here. Get the lights off. The batteries off. And I guess we should have turned the engines off first. There we go. That'll do it. Thanks for hanging out, Sean and BJ and anybody else that watched. And hopefully we'll see you for the next flight, wherever that will be. It will probably be this weekend. So, take care until then.